Wait.
Here's the thing. Nothing. Well, no. Law pretty much put like Dofi and them niggas on notice with his cut, and I'll say
Wait, what do
the
you? What
first
do
the
you?
first the first world changing, arguably like air quotes world changing thing in a post time skip arc was the defeat of Doflamingo. Like, and we saw like how that affected the One Piece world at the end of Dressrosa. Um,
I
but
guess.
Whole Cake, like, how does Whole Cake, like, what are the big
I think you
kind
just
of
hate on Whole
waves?
Cake.
I'm not. I like what's the? I
Wait, hold
defended.
on.
I like that arc.
Luffy,
So no.
The
the
first news,
poneglyph, the
the first,
poneglyph
Okay. Okay. No. I said world
the
changing,
first world
not
change,
progress for the Straw
the
Hats.
first
I said
world
world
change,
changing
the first
event.
world changing events was Luffy and Law becoming alliance. That was the first thing
Yes.
that put the world on notice.
It's
Then,
it's the first chip to fall.
then them beating Doflamingo was the next domino right there.
Yes.
Zoe didn't do anything. Zoe
Yeah.
didn't create anything. What Whole Cake Island did was paint a bigger picture on the Straw Hats.
Wait, what do you mean? Isn't Whole
Yeah.
Cake the arc where at the end Big News Morgan was hyping Luffy
Yeah.
up
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Naruto? So like that's
It
a
get
big
no.
yeah.
What I think what he was saying is that something. See, the news doesn't really change the
Yeah, I know what
overall.
he means, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying that
Mm,
is
But
something.
there is news from the Whole
Yeah,
Cake Island in general.
yeah,
The
which
Reverie,
makes
what we
people.
get from the Reverie is important. That's the
It's
first
gonna
thing.
be important.
Because one,
Yo, Reverie is about
obviously,
to be goony.
I think the next time we
yeah.
hear
You
about the
you
Reverie,
post
Revolutionaries and
Wano the post Wano chapters are just gonna be so
yeah,
like debaucherous.
the
I think,
revolutionaries doing their
yeah,
thing.
the next thing we get
Didn't
from Wama,
Shanks pulled like,
yeah, the next thing we hear from
whew.
the Reverie is the aftermath,
Yeah.
and
And
then we're gonna get the explanation. Because obviously
Yo,
We got Sabo there. Dragon was there.
hey
Um,
man, the great cleansing.
yo, Reverie is about to be
you got
goony.
Boney was there.
Shanks is there.
Shanks. I think Shanks. I don't think Shanks is gonna be
I
part
think
of it.
Shanks.
Well,
I think
he's
Shanks. Yeah,
there,
yeah.
kind
But he's
of.
gonna speak his mind into dip.
Do you
You
think? Do you
got.
think? Do you think? Do you think we're gonna get like a dragon appearance in Marijo?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
He has been a lot.
You didn't. Oh, Evil, I
You,
know you been reading. You every time Kaido Dragon's around, there's a wind. Like there's
yeah,
this
you don't
wind thing.
remember
And
that whole like,
you don't remember that scene
That's
where
that's
you don't
uh
crazy.
remember that?
when the wind was blowing, and then he was like, "Yo, I seen something from the ground." Then Sabo was there. That was all
That's
them just.
wild.
That was like each revolutionary like captain or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
And
it might just be them niggas there though. It might not be
yeah,
him.
it was the crow dude was named Korosu.
Hold on,
Karasu.
yeah,
time out. Hamza, did you finish the chapter yet?
Nah, this is a fire chapter though. I'm just reading it to see.
It is.
Yeah.
Hamza, just mute the call and give like 3 minutes to finish the chapter.
Listen.
Sorry, I'm reading it hella slow, man.
Yeah, take your time.
Oh
yo,
Yeah,
shit, I'm on like page
I need
14.
to see Killer more because we
yeah,
don't
like
know
Yo,
much
that
about
man
Killer.
might
we
be
don't.
bugged, bro. He
Nah, I think no, so Killer wasn't actually there in
yeah,
front
he
of
wasn't there
Kaido
when he
and
got
them.
popped.
Like like he
Yeah,
saw Kaido,
we didn't see.
but he wasn't there in the front lines with those
He's
three.
probably manning. He's probably like in control of the
The
kid
kid.
Yo,
pirates, like
Josh Tittle thinks.
in like wow, like
Don't pay Josh
I
Tatum
guess
no mind.
Andre, you saw it? You saw it?
Yeah, don't pay him no mind.
What's this guy's name again? Oh my God, he was. Josh Tittle thinks Magellan is in Wano.
Magellan. Magellan, baby.
Magellan.
We just
Why
seen
the hell
Magellan
would he
and
be in Wano?
we just
He's,
seen Magellan in the Reverie.
Yeah.
Did
was
we?
he?
Magellan's
No
taking
way.
a
Was he
Duke.
really?
Yeah,
Wait,
they
did
did.
he?
No,
Yeah,
he was not.
Yeah, wait.
we saw him as the second in commander in Powdown. We saw that he
Yeah,
got
Oh
promoted.
remember
yeah,
that?
yeah,
Yeah, he was. We didn't see him, but I thought it was a thought,
That
bro.
nigga
One of
with
No,
them.
it was
that Pharaoh
Magellan talking.
nigga.
It was Magellan talking to Doflamingo.
yeah. Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah, the
yeah.
Throne Wars joint. Let me go back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when Doflamingo was talking, it was Magellan, and Magellan said, "I will protect you."
What page was that? What chapter was that?
Uh,
Yo,
That's
I
right
man,
find
after.
there's so many moving parts like to this
Yeah,
One Piece. Like, see, chapters like this,
it just really makes you like
it makes
it
you
gets
think
your
about
brain turning.
it
Yeah,
makes you think
yeah.
about the overall story, and then like you have to go back to what Oda had set up in the past. So like, yeah,
Hmm.
Young bringing up killers, like that's something you completely forget. Like,
Yeah.
where's Killer? You got this
nah,
whole
cause Evil
Elbaf.
came up here with the volume of it was chapter 795. Or
Yeah, I showed him. I showed him
yeah,
volume
and
79.
I just saw Killer and I just remember like, oh
Wait,
crap,
wait. You
Killer.
did? I didn't even see Killer.
It was
Wait,
in
Nah.
one.
Killer was there?
I
Killer
think
was there when Kaido pulled up.
Was he?
I know Uroz was in a sky island.
Or
just
whatever
praying.
chapter you just
It was
flipped through.
795.
Yeah. The Kaido chapter.
I
Killer
saw
was there?
795.
Actually,
Yeah,
tell me what Killer was. Can you flip?
Killer was
What was
there.
Killer doing? What was Killer doing?
Remember,
Actually,
Okay, I'm going through it right now. Going through it right now. Killer
remember, he's the one that brought them
was-
food. He's the ones that brought them like cups of sake or something like that when they were discussing the plan.
So 793. Go to 793.
No, 795 is the Kaido chapter. Unless you're referring to a previous
whatever
chapter.
chapter you were just showing me, Abel.
I said
Wait, what
795.
you said? What about 793, Kevin?
That's when they first showed up. I think that's when Kaido got knocked down by the thing, and then they showed what the Kid Pirates were doing. So let me go down here.
Oh, you're talking
So
about the
they're eating.
post Dressrosa chapters where like
Yes,
it's just kind of cutting to them a little bit, right?
793.
Okay.
When they
know
were
what that
talking
was
about
talking about.
going after Shanks.
Alright, so check this.
Killer's
So
right
793 chapter. This chapter is called Tiger and Dog. This is when
Yeah, okay, I'm
Akainu
on
was
it now.
talking to the
Go to page 10.
Akainu was talking to the
Go to page
Gorosei.
Yo,
I don't. They don't have page numbers in the
this
volumes.
manga
but
must take like a lot of freaking planning, bro. Like this.
Yes.
Listen,
Yeah.
'cause listen,
Yeah, Kevin. So I'm freaking Killer.
Killer's right there.
Killer said for our goal. Wait, it says, hold on.
Oh,
They
he
want
said
one of the
our
four
goal is
emperors.
to
Kaido,
restrain.
Kaido, King of the Beast. Well, at least we're not at the same thing. Saves us the trouble of wasting strength on them. For our goal is another emperor, red-haired Shanks. I forgot about that. These niggas were gunning for shit.
Like you reading it just now?
He did.
Yes.
You made two like in 15 minutes, bro. Like,
Yes.
He can't control himself.
Wait, so
Yeah,
Killer's
yeah,
right
that's
there. Yeah,
Nah.
Killer was there. Hold on.
I'm proud of my mangaka. Let me be damn proud.
yeah.
If my Knicks let me down and my Giants let me down, let me.
I like the role. Hawkins is playing. I really like him.
Yeah,
being kinda
Hawkins is definitely showing some sauce.
Hawkins
in
is
this arc.
he does have a lot of sauce.
He didn't want no smoke with Zoro though. That's all I know.
like.
Hey, he was.
It is, and the thing
He did not beat
it's
Zoro.
tough.
Zoro beat him.
It's tough. It's tough for him. It's surprising that he's maintained the sauce despite being like an underling of a Yonko like that. Because usually that's a hoe ass thing to do. But so far, all the supernovas that have No, I'm talking about like supernovas though. But like I will admit, all the supernovas that have been under a Yonko's wing have still maintained their sauce.
Drake?
You're talking about? Wait, who you talking about right now?
Hawkins.
Yeah.
Hawkins.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he still seems cool. He's fighting like Law and like Zoro and Kid.
And he's just calculating things and just being chill.
He's like by himself.
He's just chilling. He's not getting slapped around by these guys.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, that's the thing. In 795,
because he's very valuable.
Yeah, listen. In 795, Killer's right there.
Where's
He's right there?
Where's Killer at?
Go to the bottom.
Yeah, I don't see him there. I think.
Go to the last 3 pages. It said nobody can kill this.
Oh yeah, he's the one. He says who is that
there.
monster? He says who's that monster? Yeah, but the main panel is the actual supernova, like the captains. But
no. What page do you want? I'm on page.
It's probably silly, but he's not the guy that they pass by in that one cage. Right?
Killer's right there.
No, in the last page, you don't see Killer.
Look at that glare and shit, man.
Wait, what are you talking about? How's it the last?
Luffy with the glare and the bandages and shit, man.
Yeah, it looks cool, right? It looks cool, right? It looks cool.
Crazy, bro.
Looking sweet.
Looking like that nigga from Kenshin.
Yeah.
Oh, Shishio?
Yeah, I was saying.
Yeah, Makoto Luffy.
Yeah, I was saying he looked like Obito, but yeah, Shishio might be actually the rest of this thing.
Yeah, I think
that'd be fine.
Kid probably told Killer to retreat or like do something.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, you still remember like they all pointed.
He's probably back with the kid crew.
Yo, Wesley. So I've been I was just kind of skimming through the early chapters of Wano, and considering like they talked about the grades of swords, that's the one thing that suggests that Tashigi should, in theory, be here, because it's like we learned what grades of swords were through her initially.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't know how logically she would be written in here. I don't know.
That girl, she's the girl from the South.
Yeah, there's just no way that she gets in this arc.
I wouldn't say no way. There's clear acts. There's clear acts.
There's reasons for her. There's nothing.
Plus, not even that though, guys. Think about.
I don't know where she is on the ocean.
There are very few One Piece arcs that in story time last as long as this arc will last, like confirmed. Because think about it, like we already know that Onigashima's big thingy is in 2 weeks. Most One Piece arcs take a day or two. So
True.
it's like
There's
you
time.
got to you have to really
Yeah,
you have to really think about
they
it. There's a
literally. I
lot of
looked.
in
All right,
story
all right. I
time
have a question. I have a question about the chat. On page like 13, I think they
of
show
the new
like the
chapter.
factory. Yeah, they show like the
Wait,
factory.
okay.
Who's the
I can't hear none of
geisha in the fucking with the guitar?
The girl.
That's just the
That's a
person
theme. Yeah,
playing
that's the
the.
theme he's doing
Yeah,
with the art.
it's a kabuki theater performer, a stage performer. In the opening chapter of the arc itself, Hamza, it opened up the same exact way.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, and Luffy can't remember this nigga.
yeah.
Mhm.
But
What's your
they show
question?
they show the what's it called, the udon like factory or whatever. They show like a
Mhm.
bunch of swordsmiths like making weapons or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And it's this like guy like leading a bunch of like fucking practically like slaves like making a
Mhm.
sword. And then they just cut to like the prison. I guess is maybe underneath that place or something. Like there's no reason for them to
In this
cut to
week's
like the
chapter,
sword. Yeah, in this week's chapter they show
hold
them
on,
making a sword.
I gotta go. I gotta hold on.
I'm on beat it. The iron, the harder, the stronger the weapon,
Yeah. So do
more
you think that's
capital will prosper.
Training.
do you think that
Your lives
yeah? Do you think that's
belong to.
foreshadowing us? Like them making a sword for Zoro or something? Or,
That'd be
Lord
crazy.
Orochi got a sword. Yeah.
No, I think
Why would they show this swordsmith?
I
Like
think
this?
this is part of the. Remember the whole the sea prism weapon that Hawkins was talking about that stopped law.
Yeah.
I think I
No, but that
think
was a
I,
nail though.
yeah, but
That
I'm
was a
saying this.
nail.
I think this is the factory in which they do it.
Okay, will they make the weapon?
Yo,
Yeah,
guys,
and
somebody
this is
okay.
Andre,
something that Lasalle has got to get their hands on.
Andre, I have a question for you. What you said? You said Magellan was speaking in the reverie. What chapter was that? Because I was looking, I didn't see any.
It's the scene where we get Doflamingo. He introduces like it goes. He
Oh
talks
yeah,
about
Doflamingo
the.
Hold
reappeared.
Yeah,
on, hold on,
he
Andre,
talks
please.
about
Kevin, I'm just reacting. Calm down.
he talks about the national treasure. It's the first time he brings back the national
That was
treasure
like
back.
904,
It,
I think. That was like
and
904.
like he's saying they're going to send assassins to kill me. And Magellan's like, that's not going to happen on my watch.
That was at the beginning of the reverie, right?
Possibly.
Let me check. I remember
Anime
that.
Rick dropped this manga in the hundreds, bro. Poor man.
Yeah, you're right. This cell that this other like bone eating possible samurai guy, like it's like way across from where they take people.
Hmm.
It's like way across from there.
What did I want to say? So somebody in the OPDF, Oliver Pengy, he was saying that he was listening to arcs where each supernova or no, not supernova, each worst generation member has been highlighted, and he said Punk Hazard Law, Dressrosa, the Straw Hat
Yeah.
Grand Fleet. He said Whole Cake, Capone, Reverie, Bonnie, Wano, Kid, and Hawkins, and then said in parentheses maybe Killer, Apu, and X Drake also. X Drake for sure, Apu also
Yeah,
likely.
a lot of people pointed
all the
out. Yeah,
super.
they pointed out that pattern already. A lot of people.
But was you know the funny part though? He said for Elbaf it's Mahdi Monk Uroj.
No, I think
Matt.
Urosh I think Urosh is
I'm
definitely
asking,
popping
is
up in
the
this arc.
weapons free?
I was gonna say that too. I
You
have a
think he's
Of
in
feeling he
course.
this
might
arc?
pop up. Yeah, he
Yeah,
might pop
I
up.
think he's definitely popping up.
Yo, guys, his reappearance is definitely gonna be to be the next guy to one shot Jack.
Not
Yeah, man.
906 though.
Oh my god.
He'll be the
Nine
next guy. He'll be the next guy to just pull his dick out
Kevin
and slap
Hey,
chapter
Jack.
Oda book.
Kevin Kevin's
Yeah,
chapter 906.
it's 906. Damn, I'm
Yeah,
way
chapter.
behind. I went to
Wait,
900.
who you saying to
Or
the
the
one
Holy
shot
Land
Jack?
of Marijua.
I said
Urushi.
Orochi's appearance in this arc is gonna be as the next guy to one shot Jack.
I
Yeah.
mean, these are facts.
It'll be like an epic just palm strike, and he'll just say like Namu or something like at the end of it.
Jack is
Yeah,
just a
I don't
robot,
think
bro.
Just
Magellan.
like
I
Namu.
don't take that nigga serious no
Yeah,
more, bro.
Magellan doesn't make an actual appearance
Hold on.
in the chapter. It's just Luffy. It's just Dofi saying, "Are you going to protect me, Magellan?"
He
Hold on.
And
says that.
yeah, he's talking
No, I
to.
mean
You said
Magellan's a
906, right?
jailer, so
Yeah,
You
he's
said
not. He's no.
906. Oh, I
He,
see it. I see it. I see
it's
it. So
it's the
Delta
last two
Sana.
pages. It's just like he's
who?
basically saying,
Undersea freight ball down. What's up with the
How
solidarity?
strong?
Yeah, because
How
I know
strong do you guys think?
Hannibal. Hold on, Ibrahima. I know that Hannibal is the new warden, and Magellan was relegated back to vice warden. So he said, "Are you perhaps protecting me? Have they arrived the assassin room up there? So somebody's trying to kill us, man."
Time
Yeah,
out,
Like it
I
Bob.
just realized. Wait, no, didn't Magellan say right before the time skip that he's gonna quit his job or something?
Yeah.
No.
I think
I
he said he
thought
want to step down and then that Hannibal.
No,
yeah,
but he stepped down.
spoke
He stepped
to
down.
Sengoku at the battlefield of Marineford when the thing was over like a few days later, and in his conversation he says something along the lines of like just quitting or something. Yeah, he said he
No.
was so ashamed by the mass breakout of people in level 6 that he was basically saying like I don't deserve to be
The
running Impel
warden.
down, the
Yeah,
warden
so
or
he
something
just
like that.
stepped down. So he just became a vice
So
warden.
he gave it to the bum nigga.
Yeah, he gave it to Hannibal. That's
the
the
thing
only
is,
reason why Hannibal.
he has a scar on a new scar on his face now. So obviously something.
Magellan?
Yeah, like his post time.
He has post time skip scars. It was
Wait,
shown in the cover.
what?
It was in
Wait,
a cover story. It was in a cover story.
So something obviously happened.
Magellan has. Oh, I gotta go look at
Yeah,
this because
Magellan
I
has
don't remember.
scars.
I don't remember any of this.
Is
Magellan.
it from? I mean, how
Cover
did
story.
those level? Is it from
I
like
mean,
Shiryu or something?
obviously my man Mr. Two came in and gave him the hands real quick.
Is it
Oh
from?
my god.
Stop it.
Is
Wait,
is
Mr.
it
Two is
from?
Gojo.
Is it from like the Blackbeard crew coming out or something? Like,
No, he
I
he
mean,
demolished
he
the
one
Black
shotted
Church.
them.
He
He one
one-shotted
shotted all
them.
of them. He one
he did,
shotted
didn't
all
he?
of
Wasn't
them.
there a panel of them all
He one
engulfed
shotted
in
them.
like poison? Yo,
No, Andre, I see the.
how strong is
I mean,
Magellan,
He's
bro?
his
very strong.
ability
He's very
is
strong.
it's the abilities.
He's very
Like in
strong.
One
Yeah,
Piece, it's about
Andre,
the
I
abilities,
do
bro.
see
Like,
I see the scars on his face.
Do you guys see Magellan as being stronger than
Hannibal is
Doflamingo
fat
or
as
no?
fuck.
Possibly.
Possibly.
Uh,
Possible.
Considering if
Same.
he's
Same
if he's
tier.
trusted,
Same
yeah, I
tier.
was gonna say because
Same
you're
tier.
speaking mad loud.
if he's trusted to be the guy keeping Dofi on watch, it's like
no, he's not entrusted on
I
that.
mean, just because he's watching him doesn't mean he's
I
stronger.
think Magellan is just like he takes his job serious. Like you can't leave and no one can come in here and mess
Yeah,
this up. That's just
Yo,
who he is.
Andre,
that's the
I'm
reputation of
looking at the
Impel
panel.
down.
I'm looking
Like
at the panel right now. Not only
besides
does he have
that,
a
and
scar,
besides
one of his
besides
horns is gone. It's been replaced by like a little metal joint.
Yeah,
Oh
that's the
yeah,
thing. Like
yeah.
yeah, that's
Somebody
the thing. He
fucked
said
his shit up.
no. He said Magellan said he wanted to take responsibility for his failure, and he was like, "I want to commit suicide." That was his words to Sengoku. So he probably paid some type of physical price, like some type of lashing or something like that.
I'm trying to think.
No.
So since Kid can control
It
metal,
couldn't have been no level 6 nigga just rocked him. Like I'm
is
trying
Sea
to
Stone
Nah.
is Sea Stone a type
Hell
of metal?
no.
Sea
He was
Stone
out
No,
here
is a type
one
of
shotting
metal?
Blackbeard.
Sea Stone is not. I don't think it's
Can you
metal.
manipulate it like
No,
metal?
I
No,
was just gonna say
it's
like
a
fish. Is
it's
there metal
Nah.
in fish bone at all? Like scientifically, like probably
I
not,
mean,
right?
iron. There's iron in it.
I
Okay.
mean,
No, yeah,
it
true.
depends. It depends how hacks you want to make his ability.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because
I was gonna say
well, he's
Magneto can move bones. So
yeah,
probably
and
it's
not
that's
not a
on
iron.
metal.
that. I
It's
doubt
not a
he's on that
metal.
Magneto
Okay.
level.
Yeah,
Not a
yeah.
metal.
That's what I told the
I
dose. So like, I don't think
wouldn't
it's to
want
that
him.
extent. That's too
It might be.
broken.
It
Because
might
then
be.
you're
That's too
going to like
broken.
electrons and just like
He
this
has to
nigga
Yeah,
manipulate
yeah.
it like
If
that.
it's that's what I wanted to say, guys. Think
and
about it.
atoms like this nigga just like
That's the evolution of his ability, though. Because
Oh,
when you think about
Shiryu
this,
bopped
right?
him. It was
yeah,
Shiryu
Guys,
that
think
bopped
but
about
him.
this. Pre-time skip, right? Anything in metal in the vicinity,
do we
bam,
need
that's
somebody
money.
like that in One Piece?
But listen,
Teaching Able is cool.
yeah, bro, Magneto at some point is summoning thunder, bro. Like it's
We don't
No,
we
no, no,
don't we
Andre,
don't need.
Andre,
the electron particles and matter in the sky is metal,
I
bro.
know where
Like
the injuries came from. It says Magellan's former subordinate Shiryu was freed and went to the pirate crew of Blackbeard D Cheech. Either way, Magellan was reported as having suffered near fatal injuries, but Magellan
That's
claimed
what I
that
was
was
saying.
worse than what was done to. Yeah, yeah, it was Shiryu
That's
that
what I
bopped
was
him.
saying. It was Shiri.
That's tough.
wait, so Shiryu did it?
Shiryu
That's
bopped him.
Hold on.
that's
He went
crazy.
that sword, man. He was one
Yeah,
of the top.
that's on the wiki. That's what I'm looking at right now.
Wait a hold on.
Did yeah, he didn't one shot Shuri. He just one shotted all the other guys that were there. But Shuri was not. But Shuri one shotted. I need to go back and remember what happened. I do not remember. But yeah, from what it said that's where he suffered his injuries from, and it makes sense. Damn, Shuri
He
bought this
didn't.
man.
Oh,
Okay,
he,
Otis hot streak has. I'm trying to figure out. Otis hot streak began in chapter 918. So that's where his hot streak started.
Hold on, let me look.
Hey man, One Piece is.
Yeah,
a story.
he didn't run into Magellan in that
But
arc.
no. But remember, after they all got covered by poison, we didn't see anything in the Blackbeard crew.
Yeah,
And
Shiryu, he saved them. and gave them the antidote.
You're right. But what I'm looking at here, it says that. Hold on, let me go back. It says after he easily dispatched Blackbeard and his crew when they first met. However, according to Shiryu, this happened because they underestimated Magellan's strength. Magellan was later badly beaten by the Blackbeard
Where's
pirates.
that saying that at?
It's on the wiki, the One Piece wiki.
The wiki,
What?
wiki's not trustworthy.
Yeah, what I'm saying, like, whose character profile?
On Magellan's. It's saying that after they got one-shotted, it's saying that essentially
They came back with
Shiryu, yeah, after giving them the antidote, they pulled back with Shiryu and beat the fuck out of Magellan and then dipped again. And then they pulled it through Reforge. That's what it's saying.
Hold on.
and they started busting.
I mean, I believe that.
What part does it
That
say then?
makes
Does it say
sense.
then? Does it say
Okay, go to physical abilities. No.
abilities and powers? Or?
No. Hold on a second. It says Marshall D. Cheech. So, like, go down to where it says, like, where it's showing, like, criminals, and then shows Marshall D. Cheech, and then look right under that.
When you
And
think
then
about it, yo,
there's another part after that.
This nigga
where it says
San Wolf
abilities and
is huge.
San Juan.
Wolf
Yeah,
is big as fuck.
he's like the size of like a battleship.
Like, first time
It
I
says
saw
it
him,
right
like,
there.
I was
right
low-key
there, and
shook.
then
Look,
go to abilities and powers.
isn't his nickname? Isn't Battleship his actual nickname?
Yeah.
It's his nickname, Battleship.
No,
Go
that
there,
nigga-
and
that
then it
nigga-
says under teach, and then go to abilities and powers, and it says the same thing right where it says
I think I
Magellan was
forgot.
later badly beaten by the Blackbeard pirates.
I
Which I
forgot where
probably
I
have to
saw it,
read
but, like,
Marineford. And
this nigga is multiple times larger than a freaking giant.
Yeah. Oh, they
He's
even
like,
pointed out.
bro,
They even They said like he dwarfs the largest giant. So
what's good with him? Like, what is he?
hey,
he's a
listen, do you know who?
battleship.
You know who I want to know who's if
Do
he's
you think
fire or
it's his
not?
Devil Fruit
Alvaro
ability?
Pizarro. No, he's big. It's One Piece.
What
Avalo
about what about
Pizarro.
Alvaro
Pizarro?
Pizarro. That nigga looks sauced up, yo. That nigga was like, what's it called?
He's
The
named
king right there.
after Francisco Pizarro.
Alvaro Pizarro.
He was
That's my guy. He just looks cool.
I think he's Italian. Traveled the world. Blah blah blah.
Yo, I'm looking at the bottom panel of page 8 in chapter
Yeah, his name is
920.
the Corrupt King.
It still gives me chills.
And
All right,
Francisco Pizarro bought, like, I think the Maya.
All right, let's go down the list.
The Incas.
Andre, chapter rating.
Yeah, he's definitely been recording this whole time.
Yeah,
No, we went live.
We've been live.
MVP. Chapter rating MVP.
Oh, he was a
What do
king.
you want to see next week?
I'm going to change my chapter rating from originally. I'm going to boost it up to 8 out of 10. MVP.
One of the 10 Titanic
This chapter doesn't really have like a.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Luffy and Kaido, just given the fact Luffy unleashed King's Haki unconsciously.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to Luffy.
His dick is so big.
What do I want to see next week?
That
next
also.
chapter?
Oh, sorry, I don't want to interrupt you. Sorry.
Next chapter, man. There's so many things going on right now.
Yeah, all right. So I'm hoping that the crew that wasn't in wasn't in Whole Cake, link up.
Okay.
The crew that wasn't.
And decide what should be the next plan of action. Or I would have no issue if we switch back to the Reverie.
Yeah. Okay.
Could you Wesley, when I think about it, I was gonna say there's no place where you could kind of switch back at this point. However, considering each act will probably have a really kind of indented marker that it's beginning, just like how this one had Act 1. I mean, we didn't say Act 1 begin, but
the intermission kind of thing?
Yes, could you really?
I think
that's
this
crazy.
might be a very good spot to switch back to the Reverie.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, think about it like this. Even though Oda doesn't usually tell stories like this,
that's not his style.
He doesn't.
Yeah,
when you think about it,
man.
Wano itself isn't recognized with the world government, and it's almost like this is unconventional because this island itself is unconventional in the One Piece world. So you could maybe have that as a distinguisher. It's true.
It's good to switch things up, but you don't have to have a full arc straight.
Yeah, I would enjoy it, but he usually sticks.
Actually, I don't know though.
If he doesn't show
it
the
will kind of
Reverie
throw me
now,
off a little bit.
I don't think he's gonna switch back.
He shouldn't do it after the second act.
Yeah.
I'll say this though. No, I mean
things might be too wild by that point.
Yeah, I will.
So it'd be
I will
like,
say, and you
Well,
don't want a situation where it's like Reverie Zoro is like, all right, meanwhile Wano, and this is mad destruction everywhere, and you're like, wait, what? And then Oda does it.
We still got Momonosuke's sister thing we got to deal with.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff
But
going on.
I do want to say this. Honestly,
yeah,
All right,
it's either
what's going on?
it's either.
All right, Hamza, are you done with the chapter?
Yeah.
All right, so Hamza, what's your chapter rating? Who the MVP for the chapter, and what do you want to see next week? Let's go.
Okay.
2 weeks from now.
I'll give it a
Yeah, 2 weeks.
8.75.
Okay.
MVP. I'll give that to Law. And that's
Sauce.
a very rare
Oh,
sight.
Law.
Just because he managed to escape the clutches
Yeah.
of Kaido.
I kind of. Wait, you said escape? What? What do you mean?
Escape
Clutches
Kaido.
of Kaido, Hawkins, and Cole. Even though he got hit with the fucking the
nail.
and shit.
Yo,
Yo, even in his non-focused arc,
I'll
Law
pose a
gets
snake,
a little
man.
sauce. Law gets sauce. Like,
Yeah.
Even
I mean, he was looking a bit cowardly,
That's
but
that room.
he managed to escape.
That's
while
that's
not
not
looking like a
cowardly.
bitch.
That's not
Nah.
cowardly.
I mean,
No.
last week everyone was like clowning him for like looking like a little bitch and all. Next week, Law's gonna be la la la, and the way he managed to escape, like he managed to do it with his with pride, I guess. So he done well. And then for next week, I want to see a Kid and Law conversation, man. That's all I really want to see, to be honest.
And
I don't think they'll be
Already?
able to reach each
That
other.
is- that
You mean
is
Kid and Luffy? You mean Kid and
very-
Luffy?
No, he
Sorry,
Law.
what did I say? Yeah, Kid and Luffy.
You said Law,
I wanna see
nigga.
them have a soulmate. I wanna
Yeah,
see
like
some
what?
soulmate.
Yeah, Law breaks in there, taking over the prison.
Oh man, listen, man.
Do you
Law-
think it's gonna be do you think it's gonna be immediate animosity?
Law's not breaking in.
Between Law and Kid, yeah, definitely, probably.
Not Law and Kid. Luffy and Kid are the only ones who are close
Luffy
to
and
each
Kid,
other.
my bad.
Yeah,
And they're
I would-
coons.
I
They're
would-
both
I would love to
coons.
see Zoro. I want to see Zoro break in, not next week, but I want to see Zoro break in and free the other samurai, so that samurai puts some respect on his name and he ends up getting sword.
Could you imagine
Already
Zoro
get
leading
sword
just a
like
samurai
Tom
rebellion
Cruise.
himself?
Huh?
Hey man.
Too bad it's gonna be Tashigi.
They got to get out of that prison somehow.
Zoro needs to free that other samurai to get some respect amongst the samurais, man.
Oh, that one nigga who just posted
Yeah.
up in there?
Yeah, the nigga who was in there.
I don't know, man. It looks like there's a bunch.
One of them
I mean,
samurais,
that
man.
nigga has precision with
It
his
looks
mouth.
like
Yo.
that.
He's out
It
here
looks like
spinning
there's a
niggas.
bunch of. Looks like there's a bunch of goobers running that prison.
Guys, Josh Tittle says Blackbeard is gonna swoop in and take Kaido's fruit when he's dead. That would
That'd be
be
wild.
absolute.
But wait.
Nah,
That is an existing theory.
What's he gonna
Yeah,
No,
Let's wait,
bro,
that's been
bro, that
Wait,
Kaido
what?
turned himself into the
Fucking-
Golden State Warriors, bro. Like,
A darkness
he
earthquake
turned himself into
dragon?
the
A darkness
Dragon,
earthquake
dark,
Yeah,
bro,
that's been an
I would
existing
give if
theory.
I'm.
That's been
Nah,
an existing
bro.
theory.
You gotta put that in the title.
Could you
yo.
imagine he swooped in? I want to write like the arc is over, he's dead or sitting in Blackbeard's like,
Bro.
oh, here's it.
Nah,
If he did
Highway
that,
robber.
He'll be the Amaterasu.
You know why that makes sense?
if
You want to
he
know what that
Shut
makes
down
sense?
the One Piece world. Shut down the One Piece world. Shut down the One Piece world.
Using logic, Whitebeard had the strongest paramecia. He has the strongest Logia. And I'm assuming Kaido. Yeah. I mean,
and there's a
three-headed thing.
There's a theme with Blackbeard.
With Blackbeard, the
Yeah.
three-headed Cerberus thing, all
yeah,
that.
the
Like,
every-
the Cerberus.
Yeah, have you seen the hints of his post time skip
Oh
beard
my
in the Denden Mushi? He has three. His beard has been braided into three things now.
He put 3 scars on Shank's head.
He's going to get another. Yo, he's gonna get another devil fruit, and it would make sense. Yo,
it would make sense.
If this
it's
is,
crazy.
And it's a what is this called? A mystical zone.
Yeah, it's
Is it mystical?
Mythical zone?
If this were to happen, like,
if this
yo,
is the
like,
strongest mythical zone, then
that's the craziest glow up. Like, remember this nigga back in freaking Gaia?
He was some fat nigga, bro.
Scary pie?
Hey,
You
Scary
just
pie?
eating pie.
Hey man, if you didn't like me at my and show that picture and said don't jump on me at my and it shows him like with all his power.
Yo, a man's dream will never die, bro.
Alright,
Yo,
That was one of the best speeches. All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
3
Okay,
skulls
so,
on his banner.
this is a really quality chapter. Despite like it's not a DC, but it's a chapter. But there's a lot of good furthering of subplots to end this first act. I'm gonna give it an 8.5. MVP. My MVP is Sanji for saving those lovely women out of that ditch.
Nah, you keep talking about
Um, that was my
that.
chapter highlight.
Mature food.
Yeah, you know what I peeped? Oda gave every character here a little bit of saucy without downgrading anybody. And the thing is, you would worry about Sanji because it's like all these supernovas are here. You don't want Sanji to start looking like a punk, you know. But no,
That's oh my god.
Sanji's
Oda been hurting me, man.
That nigga still caping like
This
in the
nigga
midst of all
Sanji's
this.
babysitting.
he's a
Like,
Sanji's babysitting.
He's caping in the midst of all this drama, bro. Like,
Yeah, Sanji's gonna dabble John by a bunch of headliners, bro. Wait on it, bro.
I mean that's fact. Hey, he's gonna bop Hawkins. Keep going.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't know about that one, Chief.
bro.
So
He's gonna bob Hawkins. Keep going.
Be
On.
focused
So-
on them niggas like
could you-
Zoro, bro.
I wanted to say so when you talk
Get
about
outta here.
next when you talk about next week, right? Here's my thing.
2 weeks.
When we're talking about when we're talking about how like you could maybe take a break, could you imagine it's one of those things where the pages open and it's like curtains opening and it's a guitar player, but it walks off into sign instead of it saying Act 1 start or Act 1 beginning, it just says intermission, and the next page it just like does that One Piece fade in and it says back to the reverie or something like that. That'd be pretty spooky. But
I think that, but he'll show Smoker's Hashigi landing on the island and then switch over to Nekomamushi and stuff like that.
So that's a more cohesive
Yeah, I think
interlude.
he'll show the other characters.
That's a more cohesive interlude that doesn't throw the flow off to me more than like just completely drastically going to the reverie. I really feel like just Oda's going to do that after the arc. But this interlude, I could see an interlude that remains kind of consistent with this because it's going to lead into the arc. I could. Oh, actually, in fact, because there's so many people characters that a lot of people foresee being in this arc some way somehow because it has been set up to, right? I could foresee the interlude being a 1 to 3 chapter thing where usually in post arc scenarios of One Piece we usually kind of cut around and stuff and further plot lines, right? It could be an almost interlude of a mid arc further doing that kind of thing, but in this case we're showing all these characters, but it's really all kind of like Oda's writing way of setting them up to be heading towards Wano for one reason or another. So that would be very interesting. I would obviously love to see that if that was a thing. What else do I want to see? I mean, just all the subplots are interesting, so just more of what we're going to. So, yeah.
This nigga's going on the reverie. It's now or never.
I don't think
first of all, I want to address Ibrahim really quickly. What he said about Blackbeard was not true. He does not have 3. It's actually 6. So that's that
6 devil fruit?
No,
Nah.
I mean maybe
Michael Jordan 6, right? No. It's gonna be. Hey, man, 6 is a multiple of 3. 6 is a multiple of 3.
I mean, he can go. I mean, he's devil fruit hunting. You really think
Lucy's
he's
got
got
the
3?
Kobe with the black mamba, man. Like this is gonna be
Yo.
MJ.
If Blackbeard gets Kaido's ability,
let me just get my. You said what chapter
This
rating
nigga
first?
Blackbeard's gonna kill himself before anybody else.
What's he? You
that
said
man's
chapter rating?
stomach is disgusting.
Hold on. Chapter rating. I mean, this is the One Piece 10 out of 10. I'm not gonna waste my time. Highlighted it probably has to be Luffy. I think that that I've never seen anybody unconscious. Actually, no. We've seen it a couple of times, but I think it goes back to the hockey blooming thing, where it's showing that like with each encounter with somebody with a high level of hockey, he's getting more proficient with it. I also think that what they were saying about we're gonna torture you for the next while, I think in the next week or so, it's gonna take a week or a week and a half for Luffy and them to get out. And in that week and a half, because of what they're doing, I think that there's gonna be some kind of training where they kind of get stronger a little bit. What I want to see next chapter, in the next 2 weeks, I think you're at a point where you have to switch to a little bit. You have to do like at least the first half of the chapter has to address what Robin and everyone else is doing in terms of their plans. Because Frankie's looking at the blueprints for the building or whatever. That's really important. But I don't think it's gonna take a lot of the chapter. I don't think we're to the Reverie until the end of the arc at all. But obviously, the way Zoro's going, because Zoro's in that little boat thingy with that dude. He's probably gonna be the one who's gonna come in there and bop. I mean, the niggas that are manning that station are weak as fuck. Honestly, let's keep it honest. He's gonna bop them niggas and get Luffy.
He's definitely gonna run into one of the other samurai, right? The third samurai.
Yeah, I mean, I think the third samurai is the nigga who posted up in the. Actually, no, that's the second one. But yeah, I don't know who that nigga is, but yeah, Blackbeard is gonna end up with 6 devil fruits. So I peeped that. He's pulling up. He's pulling up. No, he's going to pull up and steal that fruit, and then he's gonna get Marco's, and he's gonna get another version of it. He's gonna get 2. This is my belief.
And a dragon.
Are you?
He's gonna be a dragon phoenix.
Listen,
What?
it's going to
be. Kevin, you're not making sense.
Hey,
Luffy has to be Blackbeard.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not necessarily factual, but listen.
It is factual. Like they're both born for the One Piece.
Luffy might be able to learn how to get another devil fruit.
Hey man, my guy is devil fruit hunting out.
Blackbeard's whole thing is based off 3. He has 3 weapons. He has 3 guns.
Hey man,
he has 3
the beard says different.
Roger.
He got 6.
I wasn't saying anything about the beard. He has 3 skulls on his Jolly
Times 2?
Nigga.
Do you guys think it's possible?
I'm trying. Let me
stop.
It's possible.
No, it can't possibly.
What did he say?
He said, "Do you think Luffy would?" No.
Luffy, no.
Oda's never going to change anything about Luffy.
He doesn't need to.
All right. Did you say what you want to see next week, Kevin?
Yeah. Also, one last thing. It was really important that I wanted to say this. In terms of the 9 samurai, we have Kinemon, Kanjuro, Neko, Inu. That's 4. Then the 3 guys. That's 7. And then there's 2 more people. So that would be
Kevin.
Who are the 2 other swordsmen?
Is Shooting Maru confirmed Ashura? I read it.
Yeah, somebody passed by. Yeah, that's a sword. That's a sword.
You're forgetting.
The females.
Kiku, whatever.
Kiku.
You're forgetting Kinemon's 2 friends. One of his friends is samurai.
Yeah.
What about his wife?
That draws.
Kanjuro.
Yeah, Kanjuro. Kinemon.
I already counted Kanjuro.
Kinemon.
Yeah, I did. I said Kinemon, Kanjuro.
Okiku.
Then I didn't count Okiku. Then I counted Inu and Neko.
The 3 samurai.
So I got to 7. Yeah, and I counted them 2 already.
Obviously Zoro, most likely one of them.
So that's what.
You think Zoro's gonna be one of the samurai?
He has to be. He's a swordsman.
Yeah. The samurai, my guy.
And then you can count Luffy.
Yo, put your cock away.
Since Luffy is definitely carrying a sword.
Sanji squad, baby.
He's probably gonna be. Luffy's probably gonna be counted as one of them.
Okay. And then Rizzo.
Yeah. Or Rizzo.
He doesn't count.
I know.
But yeah, I think the next act we're moving away from Luffy a little bit for a while.
Right.
Yeah, probably.
For a chapter.
Oh, that might be why he breaks it up. He might just like do every act as like a different. He might do every act as like a different party, like that's split up around the.
Yeah, because I saw the Kabuki thing.
That's very comic booky, and I don't see Oda doing that.
It said 5 acts. I think I saw.
And
also, I don't think there was any. I don't think there was any number comparison.
I'm just saying.
He has 5 acts.
No, I mean typically. They said typically.
No.
But
an actual Kabuki play, yes, is a 5 act.
Yeah, that would make it split up.
But even besides that, I read that all of them are very fast paced. So I don't think, and the way Oda's been going ever since the end of Whole Cake, he hasn't been on no slow shit. So like these aren't gonna be like, this isn't gonna be.
All right.
Like.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like 60 chapters, 60, 70 chapters.
What do you want to see next week?
I already said. I said everything. That was my ending. Okay. I'm done.
All right. Yeah, let's go. Rating, MVP. What do you want to see next week?
MVP.
Yeah.
I'll give it a Luffy.
Okay.
Cockfee.
Overall.
Rating.
Makoto Luffy.
Makoto Luffy. Rating, you already know it's a 10.
Okay. think Luffy could do a Red Hawk with those bandages on. Luffy straight up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it would be Shishio. Like, and plus he wanted to wield a sword earlier in the arc.
Yeah,
Like fire sword, the fire and the sword. Yo, like it's gonna be a Shishio tribute.
I mean,
bro.
listen,
and he has the robe, Yo, it's Shishio. It's crazy.
Thriller Bark.
Shout out to Watsuki. When he worked with Watsuki, It's perfect.
Thriller Bark.
We don't shout out.
He was wielding a sword.
Yeah, we don't shout out pedos on this.
The Japanese do. The Japanese do.
Shout out Watsuki, the pedophile.
we ain't got time for pedos.
But what I want to see next week, maybe not next week, but in the next coming chapters, I want to figure out who that nigga in the cage is, because I don't know, he seems very interesting. I kind of hope it's not a samurai, but it might be. But yeah,
Could be
this is very interesting.
Maybe it's
thought-provoking.
The what?
Maybe he didn't kill Odin.
You said maybe he didn't kill Odin?
I need Zoro to become an honorary member of the.
Oh, I never thought about that.
Odin.
Do you guys think Oris has a family in Wano?
No, he was. Remember, he was never there. No, he's a fucking Oni, nigga.
He's a what? He's a what?
He's an Oni. He's not even a human being. Like
that makes even more sense for him to be in Wano, like considering like the motif of what an Oni
is.
He's
dead. Move on. That nigga's dead.
Dead. The graves.
All right. I say chapter ratings.
Yes, of dead people.
Chapter rating.
Rise up.
Chapter rating 8.2 out of 10. Very good chapter. A lot of robust.
That's uneven as number. that was slightly trolly.
Substantial chapter.
This nigga didn't even add an 8.25. He said 8.2.
Yeah,
that's an ugly number.
The kid height, the height thing moving along. MVP.
Kid is a
gotta go with Hawkins, man. Hawkins is, he's holding his own against all these supernovas, man. Back to back.
He's getting boxed.
Yeah, Zoro didn't box him. He boxed Zoro.
He killed multiple bodies.
Listen, he should.
Hey, man, he didn't hit Hawkins though.
Hawkins is ducking the face. He's factually ducking the face.
Zoro can catch those sea stones now.
Listen, Law will cut that man in half. We're not even doing this. Law will cut that nigga in half. I got time.
That was interesting too. The fact that like sea stones like originate
from Wano.
We're gonna see some variations of sea stones.
Do y'all think that's the key?
Why do you think why do you think there's not really devil fruit users like that? Because the samurai can just take them down. But sea stones,
did Law take
that makes it, by
the way?
The sea stone is the equalizer for the Wano samurai.
He wouldn't be able to pull it out. He wouldn't be able to pull it out.
I'm sure that nail's gonna come to use.
He has to get out of his body first. Cause he can't use the devil fruit powers, right? To pull it out.
He can't.
Yeah, but
damn, that's tough.
Them nails are gonna come in handy, man. I know.
Oda was like, the nigga that negates durability. He's got to use his sword skills now.
When you think about it,
Law without his room, the whole arc.
All right, if the sea stone is not touching Law, if he makes a room, he can control sea stone weapons.
Yeah, of course. I'm sure he can fling that shit. He can fling that shit.
No, I don't think he can control the sea stone.
I don't know.
I mean, as far as I know, it just makes you weaker. I don't know if does it negate his powers?
I mean, the nail in him probably makes him. It probably doesn't negate all his powers.
If he's not physically touching,
it's not like cuffs.
I wanted to just announcing is I'm skimming through all the Wano chapters and Shutenmaru's introductory character box. His name has an asterisk to it, which should have been the first key, and it says Shutenmaru speaks in a Kagoshima dialect, and that I looked up some things. And that dialect, they literally say certain names in a literal translation, almost in a backwards way. It's something very Japanese that I could not possibly comprehend in under a 2-minute Google search. But I would just assume that that's just probably an alternate naming for him for what his real name is, which was revealed in this chapter, which confirmed one of the samurai. So yeah,
that's all obvious. So.
Yeah.
I mean, that was mad obvious. I'm not even like.
Sure. It's nice information,
Yeah.
Next week, I just want to see some Kid and Luffy interaction. Next 2 weeks, Kid and Luffy interaction, and I want to see Zoro where's Zoro's little side stories going on? Because he's clearly gonna bump into somebody.
Zoro, just
he's clearly about to bump into somebody.
Niggas,
who is like he always has a partner that he travels with, and like when he's lost like that, he's gonna bump into somebody. And like
the question is, who?
I'm good on. I'm good on.
Both vice captains.
Killer.
Listen, I'm good on. I'm good on Zoro.
Zoro, not the vice captain, but
Listen. I'm good on Zoro blaxploitation chapters.
Wasn't it confirmed recently?
It was not. Databooks and they said he has a first mate like role.
Amen.
They say he's the first mate.
Amen. I want to see the first mates breaking the captains out of jail.
He's the first mate. Let's move on.
He's not the first mate. He's technically
listen,
not.
man. I'm good on the Zoro blaxploitation chapters and Zoro Mewell's Jackson one-liners.
I spent the whole year watching
Sanji crying the rain, bro.
Yeah, I ain't got time for it.
So y'all are down for Zoro exploitation chapters?
Yeah, Sanji wasn't like. Sanji was factually in the smile like niggas like
I do want
to see grown man behavior like
I do want to see Sanji like be hanging out with these girls
catching W's
he's in a harem but he's in a good spot right now.
Nah, Sanji had his little Sanji had his time, he had his little girl daddy issues like nah.
Hey man, he's gonna
he overcame his dismaya and now he's gonna reap the benefits.
Sanji only can only get 2 more lines left in Wano. I don't care about him. He only has 2 more speaking lines. 2 more speaking lines.
He's like Falcon in Infinity War. Like
anything more you're doing too much.
I think Sanji should just be like on babysitting duties for the rest of the
season. That's what I say.
You're a sick man.
Just babysit the people who need it.
You guys know why that's not gonna. You guys know why that's not the case. We've yet to get Zoro and Sanji specifically meeting up. And you know it's gonna be a really note. Yeah, you know it's gonna be in this arc and it's gonna be really notable. Like you always gonna like.
Zoro's gonna be like, you fucking bitch, nigga. What the fuck?
Heard you was out here crying like a little hoe ass.
I think Sanji's gonna go to like a ninja village and stick around with them. And Zoro's gonna be traveling with a wandering samurai for a little bit, and they're gonna bump into each other, and it's gonna be a samurai versus ninja thing.
No, knowing One Piece, it'll be one of those things where like they're in a situation where they're in combat, so they can't directly talk to each other yet. And then maybe when like the dust clears, maybe one of those things where they're sitting and they're just like breathing hard, and Zoro's like, so what the hell was all that nonsense about you leaving and everything? And then they just have a conversation and he's just like shut the hell up, Moss head, and they have I could see Zoro in a tsundere way saying like, I'm glad to have you back. So, and it'll be really fire.
I don't know about
all I know is wait.
He's
what
definitely gonna say glad to have you back.
He's not gonna say glad to have you back.
What if our interlude?
What?
He's not gonna say
He's not gonna say that.
He's not gonna say
guys, what if our interlude is Big Mom pulling up, or one of the other like important characters, like Fuji? It doesn't have to be Big Mom, but Fuji. Or I mean she's
Yo, this arc is gonna be
Green Bull or any of them
niggas. That's my definite.
Telling you, Mama, this is by the time this arc's over, it's waxing all the other post-time
arcs. That's my.
Hey man, listen.
I think that is definitely happening now that I said.
Oh, of course.
No,
You think what's definitely happening?
I think Sanji's gonna be a ninja and Zoro's gonna be a samurai, and they're gonna clash with each other at some point in this arc.
That makes sense.
That's very fire.
He's gonna set that up.
The ninja with Diablo Jambe? Fire.
Sanji's already with the ninja women and stuff like that. He's gonna go.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so he's gonna
that's very true.
Yeah.
Samurai with ninja.
Right,
could you imagine Sanji leading his coalition, Zoro leading their coalition, and they argue over like who has the better like faction?
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
And it's going to be beautiful.
All right, so anything else? We're gonna close it up.
I wanted to make one notice.
Say one thing.
I was speaking. Yeah.
I mean, I don't. Keep going.
So I noticed something that I didn't notice as I was reading because it's probably just a scan. That panel of Inuarashi in this week's chapter, I didn't realize what was in his hand, and I just realized that was Otama.
Yeah.
Otama's little baby body.
Yeah.
Yeah. And looking at it again because of that makes the panel so funny. Like it's just this like dead child body, like seemingly. Yeah, like the panel where he says, how could he do this to such a young child, Kaido, and he's gripping. He's holding like little baby Otama in his hand, like just clutching on this child, this bloody child.
I do want to say one last thing before I leave. And this is to all the Mexicans out there. I don't like you.
Oh, come on. We were having a good discussion.
To all the Mexicans out there, I don't like you. I'm saying it again.
Hey guys, wait, before we go,
Right.
I just wanna
Sub to my channel, Orbo14. How's it going?
I was just showing something.
Yeah.
Here.
Wait, how the fuck do I do this? Hold on.
Just click the turnaround thing just at the top. Yeah.
I'm feeling like Eddie Murphy in Coming to America right now, man.
You're in the hotel.
Wait, is Hamza on camera?
Yeah, he's in the hotel.
All right, hold on.
Yo.
Man, let's go some fucking... Yeah, man. Do some
This setup is this setup is clean.
This shit is clean, man. It's clean.
Yeah,
Nice,
man. That's all.
Oh, she's look clean,
Just
bro. I'm surprised.
That's photographer life, man.
Yeah.
We got a fire coon room coming this weekend.
Hamza Lee, man.
I said Eddie Murphy.
but listen,
Yeah,
I don't fuck with Sarah, but keep going. I mean, nigga, we don't care, nigga.
I'm gonna keep the bottle, man. That bottle, I like the bottle.
Exactly. It's lit, man. All right.
You guys, wait, real quick. You guys mentioned they showed a quick panel that, and you were questioning like, what's the purpose of it? That it means something in this chapter or something.
Where the dude spat. The fish.
No, I was talking about when they were making the swords, the weapons.
Yeah, because as I'm skimming through chat now, and I was just gonna say like what do you guys think that's gonna be all about? Like I just saw that.
Getting I think somebody's gonna use some sea stone swords.
I think Kyle's gonna get caught by sea stone, and that's how he's gonna get bopped.
That's a good writing move by Oda to make Kairoseki come from Wano, considering like when you think about it, with all the devil fruit uses in One Piece, like how do samurais stand a chance? And like that makes sense as the most logical equalizer.
They have hockey though.
So yeah, like, along with hockey.
Shanks is gonna get into our definitely. So
guys,
a very late arc edition. Oda's not gonna. What do you say?
You think so?
If he's in this arc, it's a very late arc edition. Oda's not going to give you more than a 3-chapter taste of Sam.
That nigga ain't married, Joy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he is. But
he's a married Joy.
Yeah. So that means nothing considering when Impel Down was going on. Exactly. He has 2 weeks.
Well, I'll say this to add to your point.
I guess. But
this is the 4 Yonko saga. So if he doesn't appear in this arc, he's gonna appear in the arc after that.
Yeah, how do you guys react to all 4 Yonko being in one spot in the climax of this arc?
Nigga, Wano's gonna get destroyed.
They will eventually.
Wano is gonna get destroyed.
You said Wano would get destroyed.
Nigga, what else is gonna happen?
That would be absolutely bonkers.
That's.
Oh, didn't Andre say he'll have to drop?
That'd be Oda,
but that happens.
Yeah. All right, so better chapters than the first chapters. We should do a Whole Cake Island like full arc review because we didn't do reviews.
Nah.
Do a short full arc review.
You and Adosa's fetish. You and Adosa's fetish of bringing back this arc when we're now months removed.
I enjoyed the arc.
He's lying. You're lying.
I did as well.
Yeah,
I did as well. But you're lying.
Choreography wise in the series.
Yo,
I mean, I think he had the best designs in the whole series, but let's keep it pushing.
I don't know about all that, but he had good designs, definitely.
I was thinking about that, Kevin.
It's a good arc. I thought you liked to look back on arcs and do retrospectives. Reread.
I reread.
I'd have to reread the arc.
You have to remember, like, whenever an arc finishes, I reread the arc.
Okay.
And I compare.
I used to do that a lot too.
This arc has the most diverse, and I don't think the artwork is necessarily consistent, but in terms of the style and the fucking design, this is the best arc in terms of designs, in my opinion.
Yeah, in your opinion. That's some good.
In my opinion, it's also fact. But listen, I don't care about you Mexican niggas and this goddamn stream.
I'm skimming through a whole cake chat right now. Nami was looking consistently just banging in this
That Ninja Nami is the top tier.
Jesus
True.
Christ.
Until all the time.
Oda's been bugging.